Hi, this is Ferris J, and this is a tapping video for those times when there's something that you just can't leave alone. And it could be a physical thing, it could be an insect bite, and you just can't help scratching it. No matter, you know it's not a good thing to do, but you've just got to go and got to give it an itch, even though it's just going to make it much worse. And the same applies to situations in our lives. There are lots of situations that we just tend to scratch at and irritate even more, so they become more inflamed if it's a negative situation. So I'm hoping through this video to help you let go of that need to give it a scratch, and then hopefully instead you'll be able to do something more productive. The equivalent of putting a bit of ointment on it or putting a herbal poultice on it, doing something useful. Okay, so when we tap, the first thing we do is get clear on our issue. So bring whatever situation to mind if it's a situation, or if it is something physical like an insect bite or your leg is in a cast and you're desperate to itch it, bring whatever that is to mind. And sense into the emotions of it and how distressing that is. And rate the intensity of those emotions on a scale of 0 to 10. With 0 is not being an issue at all, and 10 is huge, it's as big as it can be. Okay? And now I want you to write that number down. And now get ready to tap. So if you're new to tapping, all you have to do is do what I do and repeat what I say. It's that simple. Okay. So we start with a setup statement on the karate chop. Even though there's this thing that I just can't leave alone, and I know it's not doing any good scratching it, but I just can't help myself. I just can't leave it alone. I love and accept myself anyway. Even though I just can't leave this alone. Even though I know it's not any good just itching and prodding at it. I love and accept myself with all my emotions. Even though I just can't leave this alone. I can see that what I'm doing isn't helping. I'm just inflaming the whole situation. I love and accept myself anyway. Now go to the points. I just can't leave this alone. I know that what I'm doing isn't helpful. Just like scratching an itch. It may feel good at the time, but it doesn't feel good afterwards. Just makes everything more inflamed. Just makes everything worse. But it's still so tempting. It's like the situation is just crying out for it. Or if it's a bite, the bite is just crying out for it. How can I not pay attention to that? It's enough to drive me mad. Just like an itch, I've got to scratch. And I just can't leave it alone. It's just so hard to leave this alone. I just don't want to let it go. And take a moment now, take a deep breath, and re-rate your number on that scale from 0 to 10, and see if your original number has gone down. If your original number is now below a 5 or a 4, continue with me to this next part of the tapping. If your original number is still above a 5, go back and tap to that beginning bit again. till you get your number a bit lower. Okay? Right. So now we'll continue on. I just can't leave this alone. I just have such a desire to itch it, to scratch it. Just can't leave it alone. But what if I could? Or what if I could do something more productive? What if I can do something other than just poke at what's going on? What if there was something really useful that I could be doing that would be effective in bringing healing and resolution? I'd much prefer to be doing that. I'd much prefer to be doing the equivalent of putting ointment on that sting or that itch, rather than just scratching at it. So I choose to be open to knowing how I can be useful to myself. I choose to be open to knowing how to help this mend. I choose to be open to knowing how to help this feel better. What ointment to put on it that's going to stop that itch, so I don't need to scratch. I'm open to those insights. I'm open to helping this heal. I'm open to helping this whole situation improve. Open to having a positive focus. I'm really helping myself with this. So I'm going to let go of this need to itch. I'm going to do something more productive. I'm going to help this mend. I trust I'm going to know how to do that. And take a deep breath. And rewrite your number again on that scale of 0 to 10. And you can keep tapping along with this until you get to a 0. That's the best thing, is just get absolutely all that intensity down. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you very much for watching. If you like this video, subscribe here on the YouTube channel. If you want to know more, go to www.ferrisj.com. Thank you very much. Goodbye.